a place at the table. And what happens, I find, is that during the first 5 years, more often than not, people were focusing on their immediate needs. Mine. I have to take care, and for good reasons. I have to take care of my house. I have to take care of my kids that are in school. I have to take care of my car. I have to take care of all of those my issues. And a lot of those issues, frankly, have not been solved. But what happens is, once we move out of the my, I feel we need to give people an our voice. And if you remember correctly, is that right after the storm, which was so great, people would say, "How'd you make out? How'd you make out? How'd you make out?" It wasn't anything else, but how did you make out? You would see people and you'd hug them and it'd be like, "How'd you make out?" A lot of that dialogue has now changed, where we focused on the mine. And that mind has to change again to how are we going to make out? And that's really the difference. And so to me, there's 1,000 different ways to do it. Resources is always one of them. I try to figure out what is the lowest cost or the lowest common denominator that we can do. And to me, the lowest cost and the lowest common denominator is the individual. So what can I do? What do I need to do to be a member of this community? What is my responsibility to my community? And that's really where the dialogue, to me, has to start, is as a proud native New Orleanian who could go anywhere. I have chosen twice to stay home because I feel like it is our job to bring this city back. It is my job to bring the city back.
How could we come together stronger and closer and look at all of the different neighborhoods and make sure that neighborhoods like New Orleans East, the Lower Ninth Ward, all of these different communities come. New Orleans is not a big city.
Correct.
So we really don't want to lose anything that we had. What we would like to do is grow. Because that's one of the ways that you become more competitive. When you lose population, you lose power, you lose money. So much of the resources that come from the federal government is based upon population. We're going to end up losing influence because we probably are going to lose a congressional seat. So we want to bring people back. We want to bring all of the neighborhoods back. We want to bring all of the communities back. How do we come together and do that as a community speaking with a voice? Is that possible?
Well, I think the first thing to do is to look in the mirror, is have New Orleanians look in the mirror and understand that the Lower Nine is as important to me as New Orleans East, as Uptown is, as Magazine is, as what makes the city unique is its neighborhoods and is its people that live within those neighborhoods.
Because, and Bonnie, I'll just put a bookmark there for a second to say to you and say why I brought that up. I can remember I was talking about what the people in the Lower Ninth Ward need as part of my councilmatic district. So I was saying it is so very crucial and important for us to bring that community back and bring the schools back and bring back all of the different services that community is entitled to. I got an email from a lady that was very, very disheartening to me and very disappointing, because if there's any one thing that we have tried to do on the council, I think all 7 of us have tried, I think all 8 of us, the mayor included, have tried to work together. And we know that as time goes on, there are going to be some differences, and that's healthy also. But all communities, every community in this city deserves to be brought back better than it was prior to Katrina. And I was up there talking about the needs of the Lower Ninth Ward, and this lady emailed me and she said, drive through the Lower Ninth Ward. When the Lower Ninth Ward is able to start paying some taxes, some property taxes, then perhaps we can talk about what the Lower Ninth Ward needs. No.
Right.
No, we need to start talking about what the Lower Ninth Ward needs right now, because that community is just as entitled to come back, and those people who want to come back are just as entitled to come back as any other community or any other neighborhood in this city. And until we start talking with with one voice and start talking as a unit and as a family.